It is now, once again, my privilege to announce the winner of the Heisman Trophy, the 53rd Annual Heisman Memorial Trophy. He is Tim Brown of Notre Dame.
Over the years, the Heisman Memorial Trophy has risen above reality, standing alone as amateur sport's most cherished individual honor. As Notre Dame's Tim Brown brings his Heisman home to Dallas for the 1988 Cotton Bowl Classic, he joins a unique honor roll of collegiate greats. In 1949, it was SMU's Doak Walker, Navy's Roger Staubach in 1964, Texas Earl Campbell in 1978, Boston College's Doug Flutie in 1985, Auburn's Bo Jackson in 1986, and now Brown in 1988. 6 Heisman winners, 6 dates in Dallas, a record of Heisman heroes unsurpassed by any other bowl. That also includes 3 others who visited Dallas a year before they won the award. These coveted achievements focused the attention of college football on the House of Heisman as the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame battle the Southwest Conference champions from Texas A&M in the 52nd Annual Cotton Bowl Classic. In this, their 5th visit to Dallas over the New Year's holiday, the Fighting Irish bring with them a vital chapter of the Cotton Bowl's proud past. After declining all postseason invitations for 45 years, Notre Dame ended its bowl blackout in the 1970 Cotton Bowl, and thus began a 3-game series with Texas, all 3 deciding the national championship. Unable to top those dramatics, the Irish returned in 1979, scored 3 touchdowns in the final 7.5 minutes, added a game-winning conversion with no time on the clock, and turned in the most dramatic comeback in Cotton Bowl history. By contrast, Texas A&M comes to Dallas as only the 2nd school ever to play in the Cotton Bowl Classic 3 consecutive years. Following what was scheduled to be a rebuilding year, the Aggies finished at 9-2 with a school record 4th consecutive victory over arch-rival Texas. Texas A&M, a young team destined for a decade of remarkable success, is looking forward to this national match with Notre Dame.
We feel that it's an opportunity, certainly for us to play Notre Dame. I'll have to say this, and my hat's off to Jim Brock for all the work that he has certainly done to get Notre Dame, and that was not easy.
I've been to every major bowl in the country. I've been to the Rose under Woody Hayes, and I've taken teams to the Sugar, the Orange, the Fiesta, the Gator, the Citrus, the Bluebonnet, the Liberty, the Peach. And I've never had a better treatment, I think I speak on behalf of our players, than I have in the Cotton Bowl. I would find it difficult to believe anybody could treat you any better than the Cotton Bowl's treated us.
A major high point of that Super Cotton Bowl treatment is the annual Big Play Luncheon, featuring members of both squads and many well-known personalities from around the great state of Texas. The gathering also serves as an opportunity to pay special tribute to an outstanding scholar athlete from each of these fine institutions. Winning the American Airlines Spirit Award from the University of Notre Dame is an offensive tackle who has gained a degree in mechanical engineering with a 3.07 grade point average, Byron Spruell.
This is truly an honor. I'd just like to thank Lee, American Airlines, the Cotton Bowl, and my university for allowing me this award. Thank you.
From Texas A&M, the winner is a three-time all-academic selection who has twice been named outstanding student in his school's College of Liberal Arts, defensive back Kip Corrington.
I'd just like to say that I'm extremely honored and proud to be able to accept this award for the second year in a row. And I'd like to thank Mr. Elsesser and American Airlines for making this award possible. Thank you.
A special personalized painting is given to Notre Dame's Tim Brown by the Dallas Morning News, commemorating both he and the late Davy O'Brien of TCU as the only Heisman winners from the same high school, Dallas's Woodrow Wilson. Also recognized are current inductees into the Texas Sports Hall of Fame, including longtime football coach Claude Gilstrap, former Texas A&M great and All-Pro Yale Larry, University of Houston basketball coach Guy Lewis, and former football coaching great, the legendary Bum Phillips. Both squads continue a festive week, enjoying the gracious hospitality of an area known for its great food and down-home fun. The focus is on preparing for a national matchup, and both teams are fine-tuning their attacks in search of a New Year's Day triumph. But the Cotton Bowl also means good times, and there are many smiles on the faces of the proud visitors. With kickoff less than 24 hours away, members of both these tradition-rich institutions celebrate at a New Year's Eve gala. A highlight of this unforgettable night is the crowning of the Cotton Bowl Queen for 1988, Kathy Park of Texas A&M.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the Queen's Dance. With the Queen and her court, please stand.
As the Queen and her lovely court dance the old year away, the city of Dallas is preparing to host a national CBS television audience viewing the 31st annual Cotton Bowl Parade. Spectacular floats and bands from across the country highlight this 90-minute extravaganza that each year is watched and enjoyed from coast to coast. With a fast-moving week of Cotton Bowl activities now history, it is time for the main attraction.
Program! The souvenir program!
Notre Dame meets Texas A&M for the first time ever. And there are many opinions on the excitement of this classic that will bring the attention of America's football fans to Dallas, Texas, on national CBS television and radio.
Texas A&M coming here for a third straight year as a Southwest Conference champion is certainly a tribute to Coach Jackie Sherrill and his staff. I think Jackie did one of the best coaching jobs in America.
I feel very, very comfortable with this football team because we're a very young team, very comfortable because they've had to do some things and done some things extremely well. And I was certainly pleased with the overall attitude, and it's probably the most unselfish football team I've ever been around.
There's a lot of things that are going into the game, a lot of different factors, but I guess the most important thing is we need to run the ball, like you said. be successful at it.
Pretty much all year we've been second half team. We've came out in the third quarter and fourth quarter and put some points on the board, but we're kind of hoping we can put some points on the board early and control the ball a little bit.
Of course, any time a bowl is fortunate enough to land Notre Dame, that is a big plus factor. Notre Dame starts out on everybody's checklist of all the bowls. And the way they eliminate themselves from various bowls is they play themselves out of it. Or on the other hand, they play themselves into a New Year's Day game.
Well, we feel that Texas A&M has a very fine offensive team, and we know that they've been very effective this season running the football. And, you know, it's just a challenge for us as a defensive team to go out there and play well fundamentally and everybody know their responsibilities and try to shut down their running game first and foremost.
It is a special feeling to come home and be able to play before your home folks. You know, you've been waiting to do that for a long time, and you finally get the opportunity to do it.
Notre Dame, like Texas A&M, is an institution, has great tradition. They've been winners for a long time.
When you play Notre Dame, you also play the ghosts and legends of the past. 7 national championships, 7 Heisman Trophy winners, all seem to accompany the strains of college football's best-known fight song. In its first New Year's Bowl visit since 1981, Notre Dame will encounter what has become the Southwest Conference's team of the 80s. With 3 consecutive conference titles, Texas A&M enters the standing room only Cotton Bowl with a 7-game win streak and its own proud tradition, the spirit of Aggie Land. An early confrontation in this battle of traditional powers pits A&M's 12th man kickoff squad against Notre Dame's Heisman hero, Tim Brown. As the 52nd Cotton Bowl Classic begins, college football's most dangerous threat stuns the Aggies with a 37-yard return. And Notre Dame's surprises are not finished. With senior quarterback Terry Andrzak returning after a 2-month battle with a broken collarbone, Coach Lou Holtz will open up an offense that ran more than 80% of the time in 1987. And what better missile to launch on A&M's defenders than Dallas's own Tim Brown? With Andrzak pitching and Brown catching, mixed in with an occasional run, the Irish proved difficult to contain. Tim Brown's powerful second effort adds up to an early Notre Dame lead and ignites a celebration among the many Irish fans who helped overflow the Cotton Bowl. A second look shows Brown finding daylight surrounded by 5 Aggie defenders, a crossing pattern that gives the Irish receiver room to run and shows his unquenchable desire to crash through any barrier and reach for success. Leading 7-0, the Irish defense cuts right to the heart of the Aggies' come-at-you attack. Blitzing from the secondary. hitting intended receivers with Irish authority, and pursuing any A&M helmet that appears near a live football. It's a pressure defense designed to challenge the Aggies' two freshman quarterbacks. And for the first 28 minutes of the game, it limits Jackie Sherrill's nationally ranked team to a single field goal. The forecasters are confused. It was predicted to be Lou Holtz's ground-oriented Irish, battling with A&M's highly regarded defense. But here again is Notre Dame passing. And here again, the Aggies struggling. Following a 51-yard Notre Dame drive, Sherrill's gritty defenders shut the door and force an Irish field goal for a 10-3 Notre Dame advantage with some 4 minutes to play in the half. Just as former Heisman winners Doug Flutie and Bo Jackson were major forces in their team's Cotton Bowl appearances, so is Tim Brown a terror to A&M's secondary. The 1987 winner of football's top award catches 6 first-half passes for 105 yards. The Irish, who played college football's toughest schedule in 1987, appear on the way to building a bigger advantage and possibly dominating this game. But Terry Andrzak is about to make a quick and decidedly regrettable decision. From the 18, Andrzak's end zone pass is miraculously picked off to wipe out what could have been a damaging blow to A&M. A second look shows Andrzak with a path to the end zone. His decision to throw results in a one-arm acrobatic steal by the Aggies' Alex Morris. And Texas A&M has come up with a big play when they most needed it. After lying dormant for much of the first half, A&M's offense surges to life on the right arm of freshman Lance Pavlis, the designated passer of Jackie Sherrill's rotating quarterback system. When he's hot, Pavlis possesses the skill to move a team downfield in a hurry. This normally explosive Aggie attack had 11 plays of more than 50 yards in 1987. With some 3 minutes to play in the half, a 33-yard Pavlis completion to Gary Oliver provides renewed excitement among the maroon and white faithful. The bell ringer of a clutch 80-yard drive is a treat from Jackie Sherrill's bag of tricks.
Thompson, the wide receiver to Pavlis' left. And Lewis, the left-handed option thrower, wants him. Touchdown, Aggies!
For the second time this season, freshman halfback Darren Lewis had worked the halfback option pass for 6 points. Although he later described the wobbly throw as pure luck, the left-handed Lewis fooled both Notre Dame defenders as they disregarded flanker Tony Thompson and drifted up to contain what they thought would be a run, leaving Thompson lonesome at the goal line. A&M had fought back to tie the Irish at 10. Still confident and intent on turning Lou Holtz's first visit to the Cotton Bowl into a triumphant one, the Irish continue their aerial assault. But the visitors again are stymied by a costly turnover. After some discussion, the officials rule a fumble and A&M recovery off a Braxton Banks reception that the Irish believe should have been ruled an incomplete pass. Like true Southwest Conference champions, Texas A&M now deals a staggering blow to its opponent, plundering the Irish defense, outsmarting the clock, and on Larry Horton's 2-yard blast, taking the lead for the first time in the game. With Jackie Sherrill willing to gamble on the conversion attempt, A&M does not shift from its lopsided swinging gate formation. Catching Notre Dame off guard, the Aggies toss the ball to Wally Hartley and add 2 points to the scoreboard. In just 40 seconds, Texas A&M has tallied 15 points and now enter the locker room at halftime with an 18-10 advantage after an excitingly unpredictable first half. While both teams regroup for a final 30 minutes, the band of the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame and the Fightin' Texas Aggie Band entertain. A national audience is tuned in with CBS proudly televising the Cotton Bowl Classic for the 31st consecutive year. The Kilgore College Rangerettes demonstrate their precision routines. And after a warm welcome for the Cotton Bowl Queen and her court, the second half of this Aggie-Irish confrontation is about to begin. For Notre Dame, a Cotton Bowl victory vitally depends on how well this team that scored a total of 68 points on Michigan State and Alabama can score on the vaunted defense of Texas A&M. Ranked the 7th best defense in the nation, the Aggies led the Southwest Conference in pass defense, scoring defense, and total defense. It is right here, early in the second half, that the A&M wrecking crew grabs control of this game. Their interior line and linebackers filling the gaps and asserting full throttle pressure. And their secondary both intimidating and punishing. Suffocating the Irish running game and surrounding Tim Brown with 2, sometimes even 3 defenders, the Aggies' defense will not surrender a single pass completion to the Heisman winner the entire second half. Even when Lou Holtz's team finds a break and A&M loses the football, the Irish are powerless to retaliate. On the very next snap, Jackie Sherrill's opportunistic defense reclaims the elusive pigskin. Following a fumble forced by linebacker Adam Bobb, Texas A&M is eager to put this game away. With Lance Pavlis at the controls, the Irish secondary will certainly be tested. What appears to be a good hit turns into a premature celebration. A pass interference call gives A&M the ball inside the 10, where their battering ram runners seal the fate of the Irish. Freshman quarterback Bucky Richardson's 1-yard sneak brings out the most revered of all traditions at Texas A&M. Throughout the second half, the battle of the trenches swings to the Aggies. Led by all-conference center Matt Wilson, A&M's offensive line becomes an undeniable force, providing the Aggie quarterbacks with time to work their magic. A&M's leading rusher, freshman Darren Lewis, is another flashy member of this youthful squad, establishing itself as a preseason favorite for national honors in 1988. With the Aggies controlling the line of scrimmage and plugging away at Notre Dame's weary defenders, Sherrill calls on his leading scorer, Scott Slater. Slater's fifth career field goal is the most by one kicker in the history of this annual game. A&M's turnover-producing defense has set up all 3 Aggie touchdowns and is about to lay the foundation for a fourth. All-conference Kip Corrington's theft brings out the Aggie towels and showcases the game's most valuable offensive player, Bucky Richardson, an 18-year-old quarterback who thrives on weaving through the enemy. With 96 yards on the ground, Richardson is the game's leading rusher and the catalyst for a convincing 35-10 Texas A&M victory. Whether it was Richardson running or Pavlis passing, A&M kept the Irish defense guessing as the Aggies scored more points on Notre Dame than any team during the entire 1987 season. What were the keys to victory for the Aggies? First, defense. The awesome Aggie defense held the Irish to only 74 yards rushing. Not a single Notre Dame runner could gain more than 20 yards. And they shut down the Heisman winner with no catches in the second half. Second, A&M's offensive line dominated the Irish. And third, A&M's attack showed a multiple arsenal of weapons that never let the Irish dig in. Jackie Sherrill's team finishes the season with an 8-game win streak, 3 consecutive conference titles, and their second Cotton Bowl triumph in those 3 years. After this battle of 2 tradition-rich institutions, Texas A&M gains a berth in the final wire service poll's top 10. Their triumphant New Year's Day in Dallas brings them the coveted Kodak Trophy as proud champions of the 52nd annual Cotton Bowl Classic.